Hey everybody, guess what? Music online. Oh my gosh, this is so different. Hey, listen, I know you guys don't have your recorders and we don't have those instruments like we do in the classroom, but that's okay. We're going to do some other stuff and it's going to be fun and goofy and silly. And I want you to do all of it, okay? And if you feel silly, go get a family member and make them feel silly doing it with you. And then I might have some assignments here and there. You can just kind of make sure you're looking down the page to check it out and see if there's anything that you're supposed to do. And I might even have you share that assignment with me. So make sure you're looking through everything and taking care of what you're supposed to. Because remember, we do have grades at the end of the year. So I just shook the computer. So I better stop and wrap this up so that we can get to our lessons. So without further ado, here we go. We are going to do a tongue twister. A tongue twister is really important to help you really make sure you're saying all of those letters very clearly. We call that enunciate. So we want to make sure that all of our letters are very clear. Here is the tongue twister. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. So in that part at the very end where there's no sound, there's a rest, you're going to clap like this. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Okay, let's do that with me. We're going to do it 3 times. Here we go. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Great. Now let's speed it up. Here we go. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. How'd you do? All right, now I'm going to add an ostinato. All right, so an ostinato is something that repeats over and over and over and over again that goes with the song or the chant. So you are going to do the ostinato too. We're going to start like this. We're going to pat our knees, then clap, then snap, then clap. Pat, clap, snap, clap. Okay? So let's start our ostinato, and then we're going to say our tongue twister 2 times. Here we go. Pat, clap, snap, clap. Pat, clap, snap, clap. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Again. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Now, if you can't snap, that's okay. Nobody's going to know. Just pretend. Okay, now we're going to speed it up and see how you do. Here we go. We're going to do the ostinato first, and then we're going to say the tongue twister twice. Here we go. Pat, clap, snap. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. How'd you do? Good. Let's go faster. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Let's go faster. Ready, go. Chester Cheetah goes to cheddar cheese. Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Oh, good job. Okay, everybody. Now we're going to learn about cannons, not the kind that you shoot, in Mr. Parker's lesson. Here we go.
Hey. Cannon. For our cannon today, I'm going to record myself saying it once, and then I'm going to use some computer trickery with the program GarageBand to make myself speak in canon with myself. This is Mina Dina. I'll put the words up on the screen so you can see it. It goes like this. Ina, Dina, Dina, Dus. Catalowina, Wina, Wuss. Spit, Spot, Must be done. Twiddle-em, twaddle-em, 21. And now, I'll put it down on the track number 2 underneath this. Sounds like this. Mina, Dina, Dina, Dus. Catalowina, Dina, Wuss. Catalowina, Wina, Wuss. Twiddle-em, twaddle-em, must be done. Twiddle-em, twaddle-em, 21. Now I'll do that again, and I'll add a third voice. But I'd like you at home to say it with the first voice. So you'll start first, and you'll finish first. Start with the first Mr. Parker you hear. Nina, Dina, Dina, Dus. Catalowina, Dina, Wuss. Catalowina, Dina, Wuss. Catalowina, must be done. Twiddle-em, twaddle-em, must be done. Twiddle-em, twaddle-em, 21. So that was Mina Dina in 3-voice canon. Make sure that you don't say that as you're standing around a bubbling cauldron, dropping a frog into it, or else your whole entire family will turn into witches.
Okay, guys, that's it for the recorded lesson. Now I want you to do the assignment below, okay? Have a great week.